Welcome to Made by Marley Week. Terry and I would like to show you another project that I have made with some of our new things from our new autumn and winter collection. So watch on and see what I've been doing. Okay, I'm going to show you a really quick project, but fun, to make with Made by Marley paper. Now, I'm going to be using Christmas Kitsch. I will show you what it looks like. There's these cute little elves. Don't say they're not cute. Snowman. There's these vintage ones. They all say things like jolly and merry and you know the drill, Christmassy. And this last page here is kitsch, and I'm going to be doing something with the Christmas kitsch today because it completely fits my vibe. Now, I was in the charity shop on Friday and this bag was sitting there for £1, and it's got 2 cross stitch frames in it, and I thought, I'm going to have that for £1. Yeah, see, look, £1. Yeah. So let's, oh, and it's got some needles in it as well. It's like a win-win. Right, let's just, somebody's kind of very nicely put these on a cable tie. Right, okay, what am I going to do with these? So I am going to make sort of canvases out of kitschy fabric, because kitsch is all about not really particularly Christmas colours. So the kind of paints that I've got out for the frames are these liquid metals. There's Scarlet Pearl and liquid metal. Can I just say, this is already begun. I was at a wedding yesterday and my nails were so horribly ugly and I couldn't get all the paint out from underneath them, that the quick fix, I ran out of time. The quick fix was to glue these nails on. Already look. we'll just ignore that one then. Yeah, I'll chuck it on the floor, pretend it didn't happen. Right, okay. Fabric. So I just picked, I went to over there and I picked 2 pieces of fabric, and I'm hoping that this one fits in this big frame. If it doesn't, I'll go and get some more in a minute. But I know that this pink one, because I measured it against this little pink one, does. Does this one fit in there? No. I'm over-egging it. Right, so you're going to need a piece of fabric. And the first thing you're going to need to do is you are going to, got a little tub here. And in this tub, I am going to be adding, I've no Mod Podge today, so I'm just going to make my own. So you need some PVA glue. I've had this PVA glue for about 2 years. Haven't I, Mark?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of whittling down now. So you need a good. It's coming. It's just taking its time. You need a good dollop of that bad boy in there. Now I'm going to mix up quite a lot because I'm going to need quite a lot today. So that's your PVA glue, which is just white school glue. And into this, I'm going to put my French Chic Tough Top Coat Sealer. Give it a wee bit of a shake. I've only got a little bit in here, but I think it'll be enough. So, because it's quite thick as well when it gets to the end.
There's another bottle there. Do you want it?
Oh yeah. Do you want me to hold the camera? I always start. It's so professionally
That's
today.
Right, I can do this.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Sorry.
I thought there was plenty in this, but obviously not, right? So I've got another one here because I do need a little bit. It's not quite half and half. I would say it's less sealer than white school glue. So I think we're good. We can say that's good. You need a brush. Give that a good stir. You really need to stir it well because obviously the viscosity of both products is different. So I think that's quite thick. If you feel it needs a little bit of water, you can do that. But I think for this project in particular, I want it this thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my fabric and I am going to cover my fabric with the homemade Mod Podge. This isn't easy, but you know, stick with it. I want to glue. I'm just going to glue it all, even though it's bigger than my frame. And you're going to do the same with the other piece as well. And then, I mean, I said this is going to be quick, and it is literally going to be quick. Once I get, I could have pinned it to the table, Martin, couldn't I?
Could you?
I could have done many things, but I didn't. But, oh, right, okay. Now, we're just going to kind of leave that bad boy to dry a little minute while I quickly go and fussy cut out which of my, I know it just keeps wanting to flap. Now, what am I going to be putting in this little frame? Let's just measure them up. The little girl, the star, the reindeer. I think I'm kind of wedded to maybe this little elf. The owl. No. I think my nicest sort of kind of, I think it's going to be this little reindeer. Sorry, I'm really thinking this through. Actually, do you know what? Not getting that much of the dove. I'm going to go for this reindeer because I enjoy this reindeer, yeah? So I'm going to go away and I'm going to fussy cut this out because I don't obviously want the green background. Now, when you're fussy cutting at home, use a pair of scissors that are small, not a pair of scissors that are like garden shears because these are ginormous. So I'm going to go and fussy cut this out, and by that time I'm going to actually kind of speed this process up and put a little bit of heat with my heat tool on it because I want to do the other side as well to stiffen it up. So I'll be back in 2. Okay, so you should end up with 2. This was actually like silky cotton fabric, you know, the silky stuff. It's had 2 coats. I like the crunchiness of it, that's good. And this one was the fabric that I showed you. So coat in the front, coat in the back, yeah? So once you've got your crunchy fabric, sit them to the side because you're going to need a little bit of water. So let's work on the reindeer first. Give him a good dunk. Now, yeah, he's quite fragile because he's got a little bit. So when you scrunch him up, it's the unscrunching that you've got to watch. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get him to look older and wrinkly, like my face.
Like me.
Like us.
Old and wrinkly.
Right, tiny, and then you're going to just very, very gently. And this is the part where I wish I didn't have fake nails on because, you know, I feel like I've got some sort of issue with my hands, but I don't want to yank them off, and I haven't got the appropriate thing to get them off because Daisy's gone to university and she's got all the bells and whistles. So right, so gently.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that seem to have made their way into Daisy's boxes of stuff that she was taking away.
Yeah, my suede ankle boots, my blue suede ankle boots that I wanted to wear at the wedding yesterday went to my wardrobe, gone. I thought, oh, well, I'll put my beige ones on. No, gone. I thought, my black high heels that I got from Next, no, gone. And I was like, has she left me any shoes at all? I think she just figures that I always wear Rocket Dogs, but I do occasionally leave the building in a sort of fancy schmancy.
She took a brand new pair of your Rocket Dogs as well.
I gave her them because she was moaning about shoes. Right, okay. So once you've got, now remember we don't need the full deer for this, so let's just kind of get our position in. Let's put him on, and we can always cut round him, I think. So again, with the homemade, it's much easier when your fabric's all nice and stiffened up with the glue. Plenty of this. Now, apply slowly because, as I said, the wrinkle factor is strong and you want to make sure that he is appropriately. Now, the thing about kitsch is pattern on pattern on pattern. Now, I've got to watch this little bit of his antler because it's had a little bit of a... So let's get that down. I'm going to put some sparkle around him to highlight him, so I'm not worried if he's not exactly all on show. I don't know how much of this I need for his body, but let's just have a wee look at the frame. So it doesn't matter about his wee legs, we can just ignore those. Now let's just put a little bit of this over the top to get him extra specially wrinkly. And we're going to leave him dry, yeah. As I said, I'm not too worried about the legs, he's not in the frame. We're going to put gold around him so he stands out. Now this bad boy, we are going to be putting this little chicken on, right? So again, this one's even more complicated because it's got, I mean, scrunch it up again into a tiny little ball. Trying to be quick, these are supposed to be quick videos. What can I say? I'm going to do, in fact, you know what, we'll just stop now and I'll glue this one on, we'll come back in a minute and then it'll be quicker. Okay, so just using the liquid metals, you can use any shiny paint. You can get chalk paint and add some glitter to it. It's just that the sort of kitschness is all about the sparkle and the glitz and the clashing colours and just the fun of it all. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just making him stand out. He's very like aged now and wrinkly, and that's what I was looking for, a real sort of kind of aged look. So I'm not, you know, this is not your life's work. You're just making them stand out, and you can make them stand out with any colour. I used this because it was shiny. Let's check that. There's down. So you just kind of, you know, just have fun with this. I mean, you could surround it with glitter if you really wanted to. I mean, I like a bit of kitschness, I've got to admit, don't I, Marty?
You do.
I like to collect weird and wonderful ornaments when I'm out charity shop shopping, like teapots with rabbits and running around hedges, and, you know, just the clowns with quirky legs, you name it. I pick them up. Salt and pepper shakers that are shaped like birds. I just buy them and I think, oh, these are nice, and then I put them up on a shelf. My kids call it my trinkets. So there we go. I just round here. I don't know how far I've got to go down on this part here because of the
I don't think you need to go that far.
Do you not, man? Oh, you're the boss then. Sorry, didn't mean it go.
We all know that's not true.
Well, we were saying that yesterday, weren't we, to Charlie? I suppose it depends. Sometimes I need you to be the boss. And sometimes you need me to be the boss. And as from tomorrow, when Jamie comes to start working for us,
Jamie's the boss.
Jamie's the boss. In case you didn't know, Jamie, our daughter, who is a graphic designer, she's an artist as well, so she's coming to work for us full time tomorrow. She's coming across for a meeting.
We're both slightly scared.
We're nervy, a bit twitchy about it all, you know. Don't ask us about our strategic planning because we don't know what it is. Oh dear. Right, okay. Right, so when it comes to putting these bad boys in there, I've never done such a thing, so let me just work this out. I'm hoping that maybe a few more nails come off in the process. Oh, Martin, any thoughts? No, that's got nothing to do with it. The big one comes off really easy.
Do they come apart, do they?
Yeah, it's how you get the fabric.
Okay.
Oh, I'll stop the camera and I'll get Martin to pull this apart for me. I'm just going to cut around, giving myself a little bit of a leeway here on my deer. Wrong one. Yeah. Got to think about donkeys, haven't I? Right.
Do you like a donkey?
I know you do. We looked into having donkeys, but the problem is you need more than one donkey. And I kept thinking about the farrier costs and all of this, so we ended up with no donkeys. Mary was donkey bereft. Just want to make sure his positioning is good. Now, if it took all that effort to get this off, how much effort do you think it's going to take to get it back on, Martin? Oh, that was an effort. I'm just telling you. Just want to pull it a wee bit tighter around these edges. It would help if I didn't have these silly fake nails on, but, you know, c'est la vie. I want it a little bit wrinkly, but I just don't want it. I want it tight as well. So if you've got one of these cross stitches like this, or a hoop, or anything else like this you want to try and vintagey up, I just need to screw this down a bit tighter and I'll cut off the excess. And then I think we should get the sparkle and the glitter out. I'm going to paint the frame hot pink because it isn't gaudy enough for me just yet. Again, with my my size scissors, you would probably have scissors that are not as big as mine. I'm not flexing with them, it's just the scissors I've got. My actual fussy cutting scissors are beside my bed because I was fussy cutting in bed.
True story.
Yeah. Right, okay. Now you're just going to paint up your frame and then we'll get to decorating them. But what I'm going to do off camera is I'll start it off so you can see. But I mean, everybody knows how to paint a frame. I'm not going to insult your intelligence here. I'm just going to paint my frame hot pink sparkly glitter. Or maybe I should have did it the green. Well, too late, it's pink now. So I'm going to get on and do this. I'll put my other little girl in the frame and then we'll come back and we will bougie them all up and make them as kitsch as we can. Okay. Okay, so they look significantly aged and of their time, kind of, you know, that was the look. I mean, if this was a proper sort of kitsch thing and it was from the 60s and 70s, I mean, this is how we would look. I was just saying to Martin, as being, well, Martin was born in the 60s, but I was born in the 70s, and I was saying, you know, this sort of vibe, we grew up with it. We didn't know it was cheesy or not cool. We just loved it because it was Christmassy and that was it. But, you know, your mum decorated your house with loads of bright coloured lights, but now that could be frowned upon as if it's not. Whereas I like a nice sort of coloured light. I'm just putting some crackle on it. Why? Because I can. Just because if it was that aged, it might have a little bit of crackle on it. Don't know if it'll really particularly show up on my dear, but I'm just going to do this anyway and we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Now, this might not be your jam, but all you need to do is pick any made by Marley paper, make your fabric like a canvas, put your glue on it, age it, and you can use any of our papers. And we don't just have our Christmas line from this year, we've got the last 3 years, the last 3 years Christmas paper as well. So there's quite a lot to choose from nowadays on our website because we just keep it on all the time. Now I've got bits and pieces here. I've just rattled through all my sort of craft stash and I've decided I'm going to be all in with the kitschiness. So I am going to be gluing this holly trim around this edge. And I think what I want to pass on now is I don't think this can look too cheesy, in my opinion. That's what we're trying to do. We're creating kitsch. So, whack that round there. Oop. I don't think you need a huge amount of glue because it's quite thin. I think you know what I'm doing here. I'm gluing this on to this trim here. So this one's going to go on this one. And on this one, I'm going to be putting this bougie number. But on this one, I'm going to have to glue both sort of sides of it because it is going to have to wrap round. So I'm just going to put my first part on. I think what I'll do is I'll tack it along the middle first and then I'll go back in with the edges. I just painted it quickly because I thought I'm going to cover it in trim, but it was just in case any of that trim was showing. So round you go first because we'll get the foldy parts in a minute if you're doing something as odd shaped as this. This is me trying to put my glue on straight. Oh, I love Christmas crafts. I bet, Linda, you're cringing. Our friend Linda doesn't like Christmas. So, yeah. So there you go. Oh, I nearly cut. Did you see that? I nearly cut through that nail. Just not used to them. I think it's impeding my craftiness. Now, if I turn my screw like this, it means I can get right up to this edge here. Good thing about the fake nails is they're quite far away from the gluing situation. Corners were always going to be a wee bit tricksy, so now you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just gluing this trim down. I'm just trying to be as quick as possible. These were supposed to be short craft videos, not my life's work, but you know what I'm like, it turns into this. I think what I'm trying to say is embellish at will. Hey, Marty.
Totally.
Totally. our microphones should come tomorrow, so I will no longer be trying to make sure that you hear me, because my microphones pick up everything. Oops, that was a little bit much there. Get rid of that hot glue. So just fit it round. I'll do the back in a minute, because obviously I'm going to have to do this back edge. What would go with this? I thought I had a little bit of fringe in here in my within my fabric, so I'm just going to make a little tassel. So I'm just going to start off with a little bit of glue and stick it onto the fake nails as you go. These nails are going to be horrible. I'm going to show you them at the end of today. Round and round we go. Right round. Now I need to pull the little thread that holds my fringes together. Let me just find the edge. Sometimes it's really easy to do it, and then other times it just isn't. No, I'm pulling the wrong string. I think I'm going to have to get that off camera, because you're going to see me have a full-on meltdown. There we go. Right, it's just the stuff on the fringing. I thought maybe, because more is more, clearly. What are you laughing at, Martin? My bougie tassel. Stick that on there like that. I'm going to get off and I'm going to embellish these nails at will. So I've got some red bells, which I thought I'd put over on this one here. I've got this star, which is an old piece of Christmas decoration. I've got a red pom-pom, which I thought, and a little tree. So I'm going to get on, glue all these together, and we'll be back and I'll show you when I'm finished. Okay, this is the little kitsch things. It's just a really quick little kitschy craft that I quite enjoy. It does look like something from the 70s, and I'm quite impressed with how quickly they came together. Cute. Just from little £1 frames that I got in the charity shop, and just fussy cut out my little people and my reindeer from the Christmas Kitsch set of papers. So this has been the little kitsch project, and I will see you again tomorrow.